Hi guys, Mike here from Comp3 Interactive. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to control your menus in your game like a pro. So let's just take a quick look at what I've got in my scene. I've just got my main camera, a canvas, and then attached to the canvas I have three menus. I have a main menu, I have a settings menu, which is just the word settings and a back button, and a shop menu, which again is just shop and a back button. And we want to hook all three of these up. Now, the way that a lot of people probably do this is you'd create a public reference to the settings and the shop menu on a main menu script, and then when you click that, you would set the main menu to inactive and your shop menu to active. Now, it is sort of what we're going to be doing, because that is the way to deal with UI. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a quick and easy way where you can actually make this a lot more reusable and make sure that you don't have all these public references on every one of your menus to wherever you need to go. And as a bonus, this is actually going to be a static class, so we don't actually need to have it in our scene. So before we get started, I just want to thank Gigatank3000 for sponsoring this video. I've got his links down in the description below. Go check him out on Twitter, go check out his website and keep up to date on what he's doing. And I also want to thank everybody over on Patreon, so that's Steve UK, Brandon Zill for supporting me. You guys are fantastic. So let's start off relatively simple. We're going to be using an enum to actually differentiate between our different menu types. So we'll create a new C# script. I'll call that menu, and we'll open this up in Visual Studio. And if you've seen my previous video on enums, you'll see why they're really useful. And I'll pop a link up to that in the top right about now. But essentially, all we're doing is we're going to make a reference to every one of our menu types. So we're going to get rid of the mono behavior. It's going to be a public enum menu. We don't need any namespaces, and inside of our curly brackets, all we're going to do, we're just going to list out every one of our menu types. So we have our main menu, we have a settings menu, and we also have a shop menu. That's going to be it. So whenever you create a new menu for your game, just add it to this enum list. Next, we're going to want to get into making a menu manager. So let's create another C# script, call this menu manager, and again we'll open this up. Now there are multiple ways that you can go about doing this. The way that I'm going to show you, like I said before, is going to be a static class, so it just exists in our project, it doesn't need to exist in our scene itself. But you could actually make this into a singleton and have it attached to a game object. You could do it really any way that you like. The methodology is pretty much the same. It's just I prefer to have as little script in my scene as I possibly can. And with something like this, I want to make sure that all the data is actually kept during the game session, and using a static class actually persists in between scenes. So for me, this is absolutely perfect. So because it's static, we aren't going to be using our start and update. We aren't going to need mono behavior, and we'll tag this as a static class. So the first thing that we're going to want to do in this class is initialize all of our variables. So I'm going to need a public static void, and we're just going to call that init. And inside there, I'm going to grab all of our menu game objects, and I'm going to put them into a local variable to our menu manager. So let's jump in and just create some variables really quickly. So we're going to need some public static game objects, and they're going to be our menus themselves, the actual game object that's attached to the canvas for each one of those menus. So we have, again, a main menu, we have a settings menu, and we have a shop menu. So let's grab all of these menus. Inside of our init method, we're going to need to find our canvas first. So we'll just do a local game object, call that canvas, and we're going to use GameObject.find. I know some people don't like using this, but in my instance, I know that I'm not going to be renaming any of my menus. I work alone, so I don't have to worry about anybody else working on the project, tampering with it, and potentially corrupting this system. And I'm just going to call that canvas, because when we use GameObject.find and pass in a string, it's going to have a look at a hierarchy, and it's going to find canvas, which is what we want. Now, using that canvas, because menus are actually child objects of the canvas, we can interrogate the transform and find those menus. So we're going to set main menu is equal to canvas.transform.find, and then we're going to pass in the object's name, which is main menu, and then we want the game object of that transform. And we just have to do this 2 more times. Once for the settings menu, once for the shop menu. Make sure that we find those objects. And now we should be able to control these objects without this script being in the scene. Next, we're going to want the main workhorse of this script, and that's going to be open menu method. So that's going to be a public static void. We're not returning anything, and we'll call this open menu. Now this is going to need to take in 2 parameters. It's going to take in a menu. We'll call that menu. Now menu, as you remember, is the enum that we've just created. And it's also going to take in a game object, which is going to be the calling menu. Because what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to open one of these menus, and we're also at the same time going to want to close the menu that called it. So for example, if you're on the main menu, you click the settings button, you want to open the settings menu and close the main menu at the same time. And to do that is extremely simple. We're just going to use a switch statement on our menu, because we know we only have a finite amount of data that can be passed through for menu because it's an enum. And we can do case menu dot main menu, and we'll just add the break in there. Case menu dot settings, again we'll add the break, and case menu dot shop. So again, whenever you add a new menu to your game, you're going to need to add it to this game object up here. You're also going to need to find that game object and then add in another case statement into your switch. And then finally, all we need to do here is, if we've passed in the menu enum, the main menu enum, then we'll set main menu dot set active true. As simple as that. So this is where we start toggling our menus. So for the settings, we'll do settings menu, and shop, you guessed it, we'll do shop menu. And then finally, outside of our switch statement, we're going to set our calling menus game object. So calling menu.setActive false. But currently, because we're not attached to a game object, we can't use the start method or the awake method. So these variables aren't actually initialized at this point. So what I like to do, I like to create a public static is initialized, and we're going to make this a property. And I don't want you to be able, that should actually be a public static bool. Let's get that right. But we don't want to actually amend this is initialized outside of the menu manager script. So, like I say, we'll make this a property. We'll let you get it. So we'll just put a get in there, semicolon, and then we'll add in private set. So all that's going to do is that's going to make sure that we can read is initialized from anywhere in our game, but we're not allowed to set it anywhere other than menu manager, which is, again, what we want. So by default, that's going to be false. After we've initialized, so right at the bottom of our init method, I'm going to set that to true. And inside of our open menu, if we're not initialized, then I'm going to call init. So the first time in, we're not going to be initialized. We're going to try and open the menu. It's not going to work because we're not initialized, so we're going to call is initialized. Then we'll carry on and open the menu as we want. So that is really a menu manager script completed. So all we need to do now is actually take care of our menus like we would in any other game. So let's just create some scripts here. So I want one for my main menu, which is going to have all the main menu logic. I'm going to want one for my settings menu, which again is going to have all the settings logic. And finally, one more for a shop menu, which, if you've not gathered the pattern, is going to have all of our shop menu logic. So let's start with the main menu. Now we're only going to need 2 methods in here, and these are going to be attached to our shop and our settings button. they're going to be public void. And whenever I'm dealing with buttons, I've started to give the prefix onClick. I think really you should be doing that because it gives you an indication that it is a button event. So we're going to call this onClick settings, and then another one, public void onClick shop. As simple as that. So let's, before we get into using our menu manager, just really quickly populate our settings menu and our shop menu. But the difference is these two are going to be exactly the same, and we're going to have an onClick for the back button and nothing else at the moment. Pop that in there. Perfect. And I'm just going to hook these buttons up, so once we've implemented our menu manager, we can just jump straight in. So on our main menu panel, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag in my main menu script. Settings is going to have the settings script, and shop menu is going to have the shop menu script. Now for the shop button, we're just going to hook this up like we normally would. So we're going to add an onClick event, drag in our main menu, select our main menu and click onClick shop. Same for the settings, and then we're going to do the exact same for the back buttons inside of our settings and shop. Really quick, but it's taking longer because I've got the pressure of being recorded at the same time. There we go. Right, so now all of our UI's hooked up. We just need to call the menu manager and take ourselves to the correct menu. So in our settings onClick, what we're going to do, we're going to call menu manager dot open menu. We need to pass in menu enum, so that'll be menu dot settings, and then we're just going to pass this game object in as the calling menu because this script is attached to our main menu, and we want to disable the main menu when we click our settings button. So we can go ahead and copy that and just change our menu.settings to menu.shop. And again, we want to pass this game object in. For the settings menu, when we click on the back button, we want to load the main menu, and we want to close down the settings menu. And again, exactly the same for the shop menu. And that should be it. We should be up and running now. We've connected all of our buttons. If we go in and we play this, we should see that settings menu and shop menu start toggling when we want them to. We press shop, we enter our shop menu, click the back button, settings, nice and smooth, really quick. So I hope this has been useful for you. If you do your menus in any other way, drop a comment below, let us know how you do it, let us know if you're going to swap over to this method or if you prefer your own and why you prefer your own. I'm always up for learning new things myself. If there's something that Unity does that I don't know about, please let me know below. Other than that, we've got a menu system up and running, and for the easy part, we just have to create our game. End sarcasm. Alright guys, I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more bite-sized Unity hints and tips.